Right, and we're back for the last training day of week 4. We're going to do some arms and maybe some rear delts as well towards the end. But yeah, we're going to start with arms. We're not going to go mental today. We're going to start with this exercise because it's slowly becoming one of my favorite exercises. I'll tell you which one it is in a second because I don't have a name for it yet. But yeah, we're going to start with biceps. Then we're going to turn that around and do some triceps, skull crushers with dumbbells. And then we're going to go from there. But for now, we're going to start with the first set for our biceps. So, you grab dumbbells, obviously. They have to be light. You're not going to be able to do this exercise effectively if the dumbbells are too heavy. I have the 9s right now. I usually do the 10s, but as I've said, I'm not 100% there yet from the illness, so I don't want to push it too far. So 9s is all right? And it's biceps, so it's not too bad. So you situate yourself properly, and what you do now is you bring those down and you hyperextend the bicep. Bring it up, and then slow on the eccentric. Probably one of the best exercises for biceps. There you go. Oosh. 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 Oof. All right, that was set number 1. I'm going to do one more set. I'm going to do some skull crushers. And then we're going to do biceps again, and then some triceps again, probably preacher curl, and then tricep push downs for the second exercise for its muscle, respectively. And I think then we're going to do some rear delts again. Only 2 sets. I don't really want to push it to any limits at the moment, and not just yet. But yeah, I'm definitely starting to feel a lot better, and this is the real point of pushing it. We're going to start again from next week, which is week 11. So let's do it. Whoosh. 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 I think that makes 10. 11. Oh, 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 good enough. Right, skull crushers. Dumbbell skull crushers. I'm pretty sure I've explained before why I do dumbbell skull crushers and not straight bar and an easy bar. The reason is it's just it isolates both arms. Because I noticed when I was doing straight bars or easy bars, my dominant arm, my dominant tricep was taking over at some point, especially after that one was coming close to failure. It wasn't really ideal, so I just switched to dumbbells. It's a little bit more technical, and you have to be very aware and focus on your triceps so they go up and down at the same time and at the same length. I'll show you what I mean, but it's good because when you go down, if there is, I'm sorry. So when you go down, you can look at the mirror. and fix any sort of imbalances. When I say imbalance, I mean this. If this happens, well, that's bad. Shouldn't be happening. But you can fix this by just watching, yourself at the mirror and making sure that both arms are going down at the same time, at the same rate, more or less, right? But I think you can get to a level where it's very coherent. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14. Oh, whew. All right, that's that. Hopefully, it makes sense because that will allow you to focus on your triceps, on both of your triceps, and make sure you don't have any sort of imbalances. If this happens all the time, right, it means that one of you two, one of the two arms is the dominant one, which is kind of expected, but it's also not good. It means you have an imbalance. It means that one arm is significantly stronger than the other, or tricep, I should say, significantly stronger than the other. So that when you isolate both triceps and they're not connected, so that can happen when you do dumbbells. There's nothing to help, this arm if it reaches failure. This arm cannot take over. This tricep cannot take over and do more reps with a straight bar because they're not connected. It's just a dumbbell. So that's why I prefer them. And it's one of these exercises where it's like, when you do single arms or single legs, single leg exercises, they typically take obviously more time because you have to do 2 sets per set. Because obviously you have 2 arms and 2 legs, or two arms and 2 legs, not the other way around. But on this one, it's one of these where it's like you can do both while they're isolated. So works quite well. And I prefer that exercise 100% more than the, straight bars and easy bars. 100%. So yeah, one more set here. I'm going to do some pre-third curls and tricep push downs, probably superset that, and then some rear delts, and that will be that for the day. So last set here with the skull crushers. Let's get that out of the way, and then do some the superset pre-third curls and tricep push downs. Push has 10, 11, 12. Push. Yeah, good enough. Just make sure that that's on the correct setting. Yeah, that's better. So, pre-third curls, and I'm going to do some tricep push downs over there. 2 super sets of these. And, yeah, I think I'm just going to start. I have 20 kilos, 10, 10 plus whatever the bar is. So 25 eighths, maybe a bit more. Probably a bit more because obviously, I don't know, 27 and a half. Usually that's what that is. That is 7.5 around that. So 25 plus kilos just to be on the safe side. I'm just going to ramp this out. And then we're going to move straight to the triceps. It's a superset, obviously. And we're going to do two of these. Oof. Okay, so I thought I was not properly balanced because the mirror is a bit, there's a cut and the mirror goes a little bit like that. And I was like, this elbow seemed to be lower than the other one, but that wasn't the case. Anyway, let's go. Let's finish the superset and then we're going to talk through it. Oof, 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 oof. Okay. All right, so let's talk through what happened. So I wanted to put the hat the other way so you guys can see my beautiful face, but I thought that. So here, I initially thought that this elbow was lower than this elbow because, as I said, there's a split in the mirror, so there's like two mirrors, and one of them is that's actually not like I don't know falling down or it's a different kind of mirror. I don't know, and it seems like this elbow is like significantly lower than this elbow. And I'm like, oh shit! But then I obviously looked at the what's left here on the palette. I was like, well, that looks pretty normal, but that's why I was kind of like moving a little bit mid-set on the pre-circle. The other thing that I wanted to say about the pre-circle, there's two types of people. There's the kind of people who would go and stop there, and then there's the kind of people who would go and stop there, and obviously then up, and repeat. So, two things on that. If you are the kind of person who likes moving quite a little weight, sacrificing, for lack of that, sacrificing range of motion, then doing presets like that, like stopping there and not there, is probably in your best interest. Again, I'll say this again. I'm not saying that this is the most efficient way or anything like that, but I am saying if you are the kind of person who likes moving weight around a little bit, and you don't particularly care about the deep stretch, which by the way you should, but if you're not and you have a lot of weight, it's probably in your best interest to stop there because that's how you perform this exercise in a safe manner. But if you are, like me, for example, that I'm looking for the deep stretch and because I want my muscles to grow as big as possible, then obviously you have less weight up there and you don't stop there. Stop all the way, just stretch it all the way. Essentially, your elbows limit the range of motion because obviously you can't go, you can't go below the straight line, the horizontal line, because obviously your elbows are stopping that. So that's what becomes the limiting factor, if this makes sense. So if you are that kind of person, then you need to stretch your arms all the way down and then bring it up, because you can do that safely if you don't have a ton of weight on the bar. If you do have a ton of weight on the bar, then going all the way down, to me, it's just dumb. Like, look, pick your poison. If you want to move a lot of weight, you need to stop somewhere here, in my opinion. If you're not moving a lot of weight and you're focusing more on size, deep stretch, then you need to stretch all the way down because obviously you have less weight, so less chances of getting injured. And obviously that allows you to go all the way down safely versus having a lot of weight and not being able to go all the way down because it's not safe. You might be able to do it, but I think in a long enough time frame, you're probably looking at a tear somewhere down the line, and that's just don't do it. Just don't do it. So, with that being said, we're going to do the second set here, second superset really. I'm going to get that done, and then we're going to move to the triceps, and then we're going to do some rear delts. Let's not forget about those. Ooh, okay. Some triceps. And for the triceps, remember that this needs to be very close to your body on the way down and on the way up. So the reason for that is because your elbows, you're naturally going to push them backwards, which is going to give you that deeper stretch on the tricep. Whereas I've seen a lot of people do this. Look at the stretch here. Look at the stretch back here. It stretches the triceps so much more. And it's so much better, so much more efficient than just doing this. This is more a fucking low chest exercise, not the tricep exercise, not that much anyway. But yeah, do it properly. So let me show you what that looks like. Ish, 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 ish. Oh, good enough. Right, some rear else, and we're done. All right, I might actually do two more here because obviously rear delts, they're such a small muscle. It doesn't take much at all to train it. It doesn't take long at all to recover. So it's like, I might do just two more, just for the sake of it. But yeah, after that, I think we're done. Right, let's do the second set and then one more and then we can go. Oh, okay. One more. Mm. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Right. So that's it. The good news is I feel a lot better. So I think tomorrow, rest day, Monday, and then Tuesday, we're going to come back and we're going to keep doing what we normally do at full tilt because I think I'm all right now. I think I'm getting to that stage where I'm definitely feeling a lot better. So yeah, good workout today. Almost as intense as it usually is. Almost. There's obviously less sets, but exercise, but the intensity was there. So I'm gonna see you not tomorrow, the day after, Tuesday, with some upper body stuff. Peace.